Welcome to the March 26th regular meeting of the Common Council. We begin, as always, at 7:47 tonight with public participation. I do not have, I do not have a sign-up list, but if there's anybody in the audience who wishes to address the council on any issue, please step up. That's once, twice. Anybody like to speak? And a third time. Hearing none. Anybody calling in remotely? No remote callers? Well, this is a first. Very good. I'm going to declare public participation over at 7:48. And the good news is we don't have to hear from any alderpersons and we can start the meeting, which will begin shortly.
All right, and we're back. I would like to call to order this regular meeting of the New Britain Common Council. The date's March 26, 2025. The time is 7:51 p.m. Mr. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Alderpersons McNamara.
Here.
Smedley. Sanchez. Beloin Saavedra. Simpson. Russell. Barbosa. Hargraves. McAdam. Gibson. Scott. Connors. Malinowski. Pabon. Santiago. 15-0, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Can we all please rise for the invocation? Will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. O God, our Heavenly Father, we rejoice in the coming of spring. Look down on our city leaders and employees as they ready the city for this summer's activities in New Britain's wonderful parks, golf course, and walking trails. We ask this in thy name. Amen.
Amen. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before you sit, I'm sorry, let's stay standing for a moment because I want to have a moment of silence, and I think we should all stand for this one. We had another former member of this body who passed away recently, and that was Adam Platosh. Adam served the city for a very long time on this common council. I know some of us served with him, some of us knew him much more than others. Adam was a man that was dedicated to his community. He was dedicated to his church, a proud Ukrainian. He did a wonderful job representing our community and especially his constituency for many, many years. He was an interesting guy, if you knew him, but he had a heart of gold. We just want to have a moment of silence to remember him and say a prayer for him and his family. Thank you very much. Please take a seat. I have one more thing that I wanted to say this evening to someone that I really hope is in the room right now, and it looks like he is. So before we have our presentation from our friends at Mattabassett, our very own fire chief is being inducted into the Connecticut State Firefighters Hall of Fame next week. And come on. Stay right there. You stand at the podium while I embarrass you for a moment, because from the office of the mayor, an official proclamation that I have to read because I'm a terrible boss and I might not be able to be there that night, and I'm so sorry. However, we're making up for it now. For over 25 years, Chief Raul Ortiz has served the Hartford and New Britain fire departments with professionalism, commitment, and dedication to community leadership. In 2018, Chief Ortiz retired from the Hartford Fire Department and was named chief here in the city of New Britain. He also earned a Bachelor of Arts in History from CCSU, go Blue Devils, a Master's of Science in Emergency Management with a concentration on fire administration from the University of New Haven, go Chargers. We have a lot of similar paths here. During his career, Chief Ortiz has been a member and leader of numerous professional organizations, including the International Fire Service Training Association. He's past president of the Society of Latin American Firefighters and the Greater Area Latinos United for Professional Advancement. His induction to the Connecticut State Firefighters Association Hall of Fame acknowledges Chief Ortiz as a role model and a role model member for the firefighting family. He commands with honor and distinction, and this honors him as a chief who goes above and beyond, being instrumental in helping guide and mentor many, many men and women throughout his firefighting career. We are proud to have him here with us in the city of New Britain. So therefore, as mayor of the city of New Britain, I join with everyone gathered here today to honor Chief Raul Ortiz, cementing a legacy of honor and commitment for our fire service community in Connecticut.
I told the mayor if I knew, I would have worn my shirt and tie and my good outfit, right? Definitely caught me off guard. Not something I do for any accolades or any recognition. I do it as a passion of love. Certainly in this position, we're allowed to impact our youth, impact the community, and I don't take that lightly. So I think that's why I'm being recognized, right? I don't do it really outstanding work in the fire service, but it's more outstanding work in the community that's important to me. It'll continue to be important to me. So even as I retire or when I retire, when my time is done, the community will still be important, and we'll still continue doing the work. So again, I thank the mayor, I thank her office, council members for supporting the work that we do. Sometimes it's a little unconventional, but you don't get anything done if you're going to sit back and just wait for things to happen. You got to go out and go get them. So thank you, and we'll continue looking for everyone for that support in the community. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And now, Art, you're up. John, how are you?
Still on here? Yes, okay. Well, to go from firefighting with water and to talk about water before, now we're going to talk about clean water. So Mattabesset is actually known as a clean water facility per EPA now. There's clean water, drinking water, and storm water. So no longer the wastewater business, but just as a side note. So with us tonight, we have Chairman John Dunham from Mattabesset's board, a Berlin rep, and board directors Don Naples, and Mary Morocco, I think, is still here. She was here from New Britain. So, so every year we come here just to give. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Danny. Danny, sorry about that. You'll get me at next meeting. Just sitting back there too far. I only talked to him 3 times tonight. So every year we give a kind of a high-level budget overview of where Mattabesset's budget is and how it impacts New Britain. We do this as a courtesy and to kind of show you some of the drivers of our budget and where New Britain stands compared to some of the other communities, which, not that it's a battle between communities, but certainly we have to do our assessments every year, and we assess our communities based on their flows and their 5-year average flows and also on the reserve capacity. So our budgets pretty much, go up. They're not really driven too much by flows themselves. They're pretty well fixed. They go up by cost of living and inflation, but pretty much they do stay consistent on a per gallon basis. So this year's budget, fiscal year 26, which the board did approve and adopt, the budget increase overall is about 8.63%, fairly large for what we're used to, but we did have a pretty substantial increase in some pension costs, electricity, and also our capital budget went up quite a bit, about 19%. New Britain's 5-year averages are actually doing very well. Your flows have gone down. I think credits to your New Britain Flush program, and
Say it loud,
good
say it
work on
proud.
that. Mayor, I saw you too on the Facebook. Nice job doing that too as well. But it has made a difference, I think, in your what you're seeing for numbers. I think last year's increase when we were here was like 0.3%, if I remember correctly. This year we'll get to that, but it's definitely having an impact. Our operating and debt budget went up about 6.4%, and the capital budget, as I mentioned, went up about 19% because we have some pretty large projects. We are using quite a bit of our reserve funds to offset that larger capital. We're using about $900,000 in our reserve account, and we're expecting about $300,000 that we'll have remaining in this year's operating budget that will help offset next year's operating budget. We're still paying off our Clean Water Fund loan, but that goes down each year. You'll see that in some of the sheets. That's a 2% Clean Water Fund loan, similar to what your water project will probably be coming up. And good news is New Britain is paying 28% of the debt on our debt service, but you're about 41% of our reserve capacity. So you're paying less because of Middletown's addition. Middletown joined the district in 2015 fully, and this year New Britain's getting about a $600,000 credit on your assessment. So your assessment would have been $600,000 higher if you did not have Middletown join the district. And over the last 10 years, you realize about an $8.5 million credit on your assessment. So roughly, if you do it by 10-year average, about $850,000 a year. So that has certainly helped with some of your assessments. And your 5-year flows, average flows, which are on the second page of your report, I'll just touch on some of the highlights. 2020 to 2024, you represent about 45% of the total flows. The 5-year before that was about 46.4, so it is going down a little bit. I think you could see 2023, I think I have an error in one of Middletown's connection. It doesn't affect assessments because we use the 5-year flows, but just if you see 2024, the New Britain flows was 45% of your total flows. It has been going down, which is good news. You were at 48% for a 5-year average in 2018, 2022. So the more you lower that number, the less your assessment will be, and the greater the other assessments will be for the communities that aren't doing as well. As I mentioned about some of the drivers, our electricity is going up about $500,000, almost $600,000 next year. You saw, I think most people saw the rate adjustments for the public benefit charges. We are promised that that was going to actually be, I think, some relief coming up in May or June or something of this year, but we had to absorb about a $40,000 a month hit on our budget just for electricity. Our electricity is our largest part of our budget, about $2 million. Next year's budget, I believe it's about 2.7 million. So pretty significant impact, as you might imagine. Without capital and electricity factor into our budget, it only goes up about 3.4%. So, you know, the operating part of the budget without capital and electricity, which are two drivers. Our pension's going up a little bit with the state, the MERS plan that we're on. I think similar to New Britain, I think has the same plan. It's percent contributions going up a little bit, but we're also seeing that there may be some relief in that with the way that I think they're recalculating or doing the auditing calculation on that. So that may help in the future. And also our health insurance plan is going up about, we bumped it up about 7%, but it's actually going up higher than that. We were over budgeted last year, so we're only going up about 8 or 9%, but I believe it's going up about 12%. We're with the state pension plan, with state plan on the partnership plan 2.0 for medical insurance. So turning to, I won't go into all the capital projects. There are quite a few that we're doing, mostly related to some odor control improvements. We're also doing some work on our trunk line. So we have a 9-mile trunk line that runs between New Britain on Christian Lane over to Mattabasset. It's built in 1968. We're going to be doing some lining work in there. So when the pipe was put in 1968, they did coat the pipe, but certain sections are starting to show some deterioration, not actually breaking through the pipe or getting into the rebar, the reinforcement of the concrete, but mostly just the coatings. So we want to address that before it gets worse. So we're going to do it in sections. So we'll start that this summer, and then probably next summer we'll do another section. So that is some of the capital improvements that we're looking at, and some odor control improvements, and a few other more major projects. Assessment-wise, again, I think New Britain has done pretty well. Your assessment this year is going to be $7,353,000, about a 2.8% increase from last year. You know, your counterparts, Berlin is going up about 9.9%, mostly due to their flows. Cromwell about 2%, Middletown about 4.3%. Middletown does not get the benefit of the credits that you guys get, because when they bought into the district 10 years ago, they had to pay a $13 million essentially buy-in fee for basically buying into the asset of the Mattabasset plant. So that comes back as a credit to New Britain, Berlin, and Cromwell, proportional to your flows and your reserve capacity. MDC is going up about 2.17%. So pretty good numbers, I think, overall. We try to be responsible. If we weren't using those reserve funds, I think we did an analysis for the Finance Committee, I think it would have been going up over 15%. So using those reserves has helped out. And certainly without the credit of $600,000 this year, your budget probably would have been about 10% higher. So that kind of helps things. There is a page here that shows you the credits. They're highlighted in yellow. New Britain has received, as I mentioned, about $8.5 million in credits. This year, you're getting about $156,000 just in interest. So we do take that money that's in that $13 million reserve. It gets drawn down each year against our budget, but what's remaining in there, we do invest. And, you know, we're getting bond rates of 4%, 4.5%. So this year, you got about $156,000 in interest, which isn't bad, and your credit's $600,000 overall. You'll get about your total credit when the project, when everything's done, will be about $9.2 million plus interest, which I estimate it would be almost $1 million. So, and then there's a page afterwards. It's a budget comparison that we do that shows the budgets from year to year, and New Britain's assessments average about 3.8% increase since 2018 to 2026. And our budget was about a 5.7% increase. So you're paying overall less percentage-wise than our budget has gone up, mostly due to those credits. And also, if we're using reserve funds, that helps reduce your assessments down. So, and when Middletown joined the district, you'll see that in 2021, they fully joined. Their budget went from 2.9 million to 4.3 million. So obviously their numbers are a little skewed because when they joined, they fully connected to us. They shut their treatment plant down. That was on Decoven Drive, and they have a pump station that connects to us fully. So, so again, try to be responsible as much as we can, help out our neighboring and our communities that we serve. New Britain being the largest, you know, we're cognizant of cost and try to keep things in line where possible. Again, some of the major drivers were like electricity, the pension, the medical insurance, a little bit of salaries. All salaries, I think John will probably talk about. We just got done with negotiations for 4 years, so I think we did okay. And capital is another major driver. Inflation has been a significant impact to us. I'm sure on your operating side of your water and your public works, you'll see that too, not just in electricity, but chemicals has gone up a lot, labor somewhat, but really anything that's tied together with materials has definitely gone up a lot in the last few years. With that, John, I don't know if you want to say anything, and we could take any questions from the council.
Yeah, I'll just speak briefly. John Dunham, 165 Oak Ridge Drive in Berlin, and chairman over there. As Art mentioned, we did finalize negotiations with the unions and most of our staff for 4 years. So that locks our labor rates in, so that keeps that steady. I think we averaged about a 3%, maybe between 3 and a 3.25% per year. So we thought that was reasonable. The good news is, in about 4 or 5 years, we're going to be paying off our clean water fund from the plant upgrade, so that debt service will be completed. The problem is, the bad news is you're starting to see we have more capital improvement projects. We mostly fund those these days through money that we have. We charge a capital assessment every year, and we take that money and we pay. So we do very little bonding, only for major upgrades, and we have to do $100 million. So, you know, we looked at what our capital needs were going to be over the next few years. We kind of, as a group, when we were doing the budget, it could have been higher. We softened that down, and we pulled some of those projects back a little bit, and we tried to level them out over the next few years. Certainly cognizant of we're trying to keep your increases to as low as possible. But as Art mentioned, electricity goes up, labor goes up, healthcare goes up. Materials goes up, cost of just doing business goes up. It's just reality of life. So, but we are cognizant of that, and we as a board do try to keep the rates down as best as we can.
Thank you.
That's all I got to add.
Thank you. Any questions for Art or John regarding Mattabasset?
Not that easy, come on.
Bye.
Too good of a job, I
Adios.
guess.
Get out of here while you can. See you later. I think we're watered. We're talking
Watered
about
out
water and
tonight?
sewered
Is
out
that what it
tonight, I
is? Yeah.
think, right? We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for coming each year to give us an update.
Absolutely.
And thank you. And a thanks to our New Britain members, too, for the work they do in advocating for us on the commission. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank
Yep, have a
you.
good night, everyone.
Thank you so much. All right, Alderman Santiago, any minutes?
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept the minutes of the regular meeting of February 26, 2025.
Second by Alderwoman Sanchez. Any questions or comments on the meeting minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. No amendments?
No amendments. No
All right.
petitions.
Petition, I got petitions.
Oh.
I got 4. Mr. Clerk, petition. 3.
Yes, Your Honor, we have 3. Number 1 is from Alderwoman Scott for the appropriate departments to create a parking permitting system for active elected officials to be able to park throughout the city while conducting city business without violation.
Support services.
Number 2 is from Alderpersons Sanchez and McNamara to request relevant departments to provide operational status of parking meters in the vicinity of the Pearl Street Senior Center and any tickets that have been issued this year.
We'll send that to support services, too.
Okay, number 3 from Alderwoman Barbosa for the Public Works Department Recycling Center operation hours to be adjusted to remain open until at least 4 p.m., Monday through Friday.
I'm going to send that to the Public Works Department, but there's a piece of me that wants to send it to Corp Council because it's a condition of bargaining, because you'd be changing somebody's contract, especially all those employees, but we'll send it to start to Public Works.
Okay, that's it, Your Honor.
Thank you. Consent agenda.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept the consent agenda of A, B, C, and D.
Second from Alderman Russell. Mr. Clerk, I don't see any questions or comments.
Alderpersons McNamara.
Yes.
Smedley. Sanchez. Beloit Saavedra. Simpson.
Yes.
Russell. Barbosa. Hargraves. McAdam. Gibson. Scott. Connors. Malinowski. Pabon. Santiago.
Yes.
15-0, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Item number 1 tonight, Alderman Connors.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 1.
Seconded from Alderman Malinowski.
Thank you. This item provides for a purchase for the Stanley Quarter Park, for $600,000 budgeted for pavement rehabilitation funded through low SIP funding, and I urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderman. Any questions or comments regarding this item? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman McNamara, item 2.
Thank you, Your Honor. Motion to accept and adopt number 2.
Second from Alderman Santiago.
This is a resolution that acts on Public Act 24-1, changing the methodology of how motor vehicles are assessed for grand list purposes. We'll recall from last budget cycle, there was quite a shortfall in terms of anticipated motor vehicle revenues. I'm told this corrects the problem so that we can have a reliable indication of the motor vehicle revenues coming to the city. But hopefully someday they will eliminate that tax. Thank you very much. I move adoption.
And reimburse us for the full amount that we're missing because of it. Thank you, Alderman. Any questions or comments on item number 2? Mr. Koenig is here if anyone has any questions. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Connors, item 3.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 3.
Seconded by Alderwoman Sanchez.
Thank you. This item provides for the Phase 1 funding of the Beeline Trail, which will be approximately a little more than a mile on West Main. It's part of an overall project to connect New Britain's biking infrastructure to the Farmington Heritage Rail. And it's a long time coming, and it's a great project, in my opinion. I urge adoption. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. Any questions or comments on the final piece of this, awarding the contract? I think. I hope. Otherwise, Jason Outlaw back there is going to come after me. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for your work on that project, Jason. Thank you. Item 4, Alderwoman McAdam.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 4.
I have a second from Alderman Connors.
This is the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health notified that New Britain Department has availability of $366,080 in American Rescue Plan Act funding to support completion of epidemiological investigations for children with elevated blood levels, and I urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Any questions or comments on item number 4? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Smedley, item 5.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 5.
Second.
I have a second from Alderman Russell.
Thank you. This is a request from the Health Department for a purchase of $19,351.08 for professional services for vendor support to help them support their historic database related to code enforcement activities, which is no longer supported, so they'll be getting a new system to upgrade and maintain that.
Thank you, Alderman. Any questions or comments on this item? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Russell, item number 6.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 6.
Second
second
from
this as
Alderman
well.
Gibson.
This bid is for a contract with East River Energy and Company for unleaded gasoline at the fixed rate of 1 year of $2.32 per gallon for a period from March 27, 2025 to March 27, 2026, and I urge an adoption.
Thank you, Alderman. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman, yeah, I know. Can I get it? Alderman Malinowski, item 7.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item 7.
I have a second from Alderman Smedley.
And this is an agreement with East River Energy of Guilford, Connecticut for ultra-low premium sulfur diesel fuel at a fixed rate of $2.4070 per gallon for a period from March 27, 2025 to March 27, 2026. And I urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderman. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Santiago, item 8.
Thank you, Your Honor. Make a motion to accept item 8.
I have a second from Alderman Hargreaves.
There's a public bid number 4189, contract with Sullivan Tires Company, Inc. for medium and heavy-duty truck and vehicles, off-roading vehicles, and equipment tires and tubing repairs, and I urge adoption.
Thank you,
No,
sir.
I'm not reading that.
Any questions or comments on the purchase of these items? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Alderwoman Scott, item number 9.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 9.
Second.
Second from Alderman Simpson.
This is for the annual water quality report, and the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health Drinking Water Regulations mandates us to give information about the safe drinking water to our consumers. And as a result, the regulations are mandated, and the annual report goes out, and it will go out on June 30th to all the residents, and we'll get a letter in their mail. Can't wait to get that. And the funding is available in the Water Operations Expense account, and I urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Any questions or comments on this? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Pabon, item number 10.
Thank you, Your Honor. God bless you.
God bless.
Make a motion to accept item number 10.
Second from Alderman Santiago.
This is a budget amendment for the police department. This is to combat distract drivers and people using the phone while they're driving. And there's no cost to the city, and I urge adoption.
It's important. Thank you. Any questions or comments? Distracted driving grant. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Hargreaves, item number 11.
Thank you, Your Honor. Make a motion to accept and adopt resolution number 11.
Seconded from Alderman Connors.
This resolution is to upgrade the city's parking access revenue control systems for the Facilities and Energy Department. Right now, the current system has encountered various issues and has resulted in multiple delays and downtime in revenue for the city. So this will be a brand new system that'll help mitigate those problems, and I do urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderman. Any questions or comments on this? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Santiago.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept item number 12.
Seconded by Alderwoman Sanchez.
Oh, I'm sorry, accept and adopt. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Sorry, I was saying bye to Jared.
Hi, Jared. This allows the city to make agreement with Thompson Savings Banks to install an ATM in the city, in New Britain City Hall. And zero cost to the city, as we like, and is a low fee charge of $3 per transaction, and zero charges for anyone that has a membership to Thompson Bank, and I urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderman. Our agreement that was pre-existing with the Chief Financial Credit Union was up. They came in, they got rid of their ATM. Thomason Savings Bank's been a wonderful partner to us, especially since they moved in downtown, and they jumped at the opportunity, so we're happy to partner with them and continue that. You can also go pay your water bill there now, too, at any time, FYI, in case you're wondering. Any other questions or comments on our new ATM? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderwoman Scott.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 13.
I have a second from Alderman Connors.
This one is really important. It's for trash cans, and I love cleaning up the city, and I care about us having trash cans. The Department of Public Works provides lots of garbage cans to our residents here, and they pick up the garbage weekly and bi-weekly, and they need more cans because they break and the lids break, and right now I have a hole in one of mine, so we need more cans. And so this is extremely important. The funding is available within the Public Works Department account, and I urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. by Alderman Santiago, seconded by everyone, including Alderwoman Sanchez. All those in favor say aye. We're opposed. We're opposed. We're adjourned. The time is 8:22 p.m. Good night, everyone.